Berlin is Germany's capital and marked by reminders of its turbulent 20th century history, with the Holocaust Memorial and the remains of the Berlin Wall serving as a backdrop to the city's art, historic buildings, and club scenes. In good weather, there's no better way to enjoy the city of Berlin than on bicycles. JauntTV left the comforts of the Adlon Kempinski Hotel and hit the road with Berlin on Bike, where we headed over to Mauer Park, a flea market with weekly impromptu festivals, in the area where the East and West Berlin walls used to be. The remaining walls are covered in graffiti art. Cycling to the Berlin Wall Memorial, we avoided a lot of the sidewalk crowds, and once there, we experienced the museum, the TV tower, the Red Town Hall, and then Alexanderplatz Public Square. As the city opened to new and interesting things, a group of underground Berliners created Holzmarkt Urban Village on the river's edge, with artsy shops and cafes to support their unique lifestyle. There's also a neighborhood that sells fashion made of recycled material, and there they have a trash-free supermarket. In this area, we enjoyed lunch at Cafe Botanico, where we were served delicious homemade pastas flavored with herbs from their on-site garden. To finish our ride, we pedaled through Brander Tempelhof Airfield, site of the city's decommissioned airport, which is one of the most expansive outdoor spaces in Berlin. Thousands of people were using the area for picnicking and enjoying the great weather. Munich is Bavaria's capital, with a population of just under 1.4 million. It's a city known for its annual Oktoberfest celebration, beer halls, century-old buildings, and numerous museums. Bavaria is located in southeast Germany. Parks and gardens are popular, especially when the weather turns warm, with the English Garden, the most famous, a 900-acre expanse larger than Central Park. Here is a stop at the historic landmark Chinese Tower Beer Garden, and indulging in Wiener Schnitzel, giant pretzels, and a Hofbräuhaus beer is a must. With seats for over 7,000, this place is jam-packed during Oktoberfest. At the far end of the garden is a very cool river surf spot. It's a sight to see surfers in wetsuits taking turns riding a continuous ice-cold wave rolling through an artificial channel in the middle of the city. Olympia Park, built for the 1972 Olympics, is a landscaped park with sport facilities, concert venues, and a stadium. Scaling the roof and ziplining the actual stadium structure is an adventure option we enjoyed. Munich is home to BMW, with the BMW Welt Museum. Here you can make arrangements to test drive a car for an hour. I had the luxury of driving an i8 and cruising the Autobahn at speeds of up to 130 kilometers. Okay, 80 miles per hour. Breweries are popular in Munich, both big and small. We toured a small brewery and beer tasting hosted by a true character of an owner at Hopfenhacke, and then to the well-known Hofbräuhaus and Paulaner breweries. To say breweries are popular in Munich would be an understatement. There are hundreds, maybe even thousands of breweries, all abiding by the Bavaria Beer Purity Food Law, guaranteeing the quality and purity of beer in the region, allowing only 4 ingredients: water, malt, hops, and yeast. JauntTV was able to visit a few. Hofbräuhaus was originally founded almost 500 years ago. At the beginning of the 20th century, Hofbräuhaus turned into the tavern that the majority of visitors to Munich have heard of. Its Hofbrau Original has a refreshing and bitter flavor and alcoholic content of around 5.1% volume, and is exported to the 4 corners of the globe from its brewery on the outskirts of Munich. Paulaner began life as a monastic brewery in 1629, supplying monks with liquid bread throughout the year. Water, unless sourced from springs, was likely to be polluted, so beer was the drink of choice. Paulaner remains one of Munich's biggest traditional breweries, producing some 2 million hectoliters each year and exporting beer to over 70 countries around the world. A hectoliter is equal to 100 liters. We got to enjoy the brewery at Nockerberg and indulged in some beer and Bavarian nibbles. Our third stop was to a craft brewery, Hopfenhacke, owned by a true Munich character and an American, and we saw how the two processes combine to create some amazing beer. drinking beer and eating some bites at their cafe next door made for a splendid experience. Olympia Park was built for the 1972 Olympics in Munich. Almost 50 years later, the iconic park continues to be used for outdoor activities, sports, and entertainment events. There is a Flying Fox experience available to adventurers to ascend the unique roof structure and zip line across the stadium for an unforgettable experience. The view from the rooftop of the stadium is a perspective seen by very few. Designed as the main venue for the 1972 Olympics, architects Gunther Beinisch and Frey Otto brilliantly echoed the peaks and valleys of the nearby Alps with a vast cable steel net canopy. Its saddle-shaped structure is suspended at several points from masts. The transparent ceiling panels allow light in while protecting spectators. This is not for those afraid of heights, but the company provides professional climbing equipment and secures everyone with chains. Climbing ladders and walking around the narrow causeways of the stadium, you can see the impressive and outstanding architecture and amazing views of Munich. After making our way around the roof, we zipline one by one on an exhilarating 200-meter ride across the arena to the other side, where we first began our journey. Amsterdam is the capital and largest city of the Netherlands. It's exceptionally picturesque with its canals, bridges, and historic homes. Aside from walking, the best way to see the city is by taking a canal boat tour. 25% of the city consists of navigable waterways, with 165 canals in Amsterdam that make a combined length of more than 60 miles. This is more than the city of Venice. Amsterdam has approximately 90 islands, which are linked by more than 1,500 bridges. No wonder the city's nickname is Venice at the north. Lined by 17th and 18th century houses, these canals form a half circle around the center of town. There are around 2,500 houseboats in Amsterdam, many of which are moored in the city center. Houseboats come in all shapes and sizes. Many of these are more than 100 years old, and the unique living offers breathtaking views of the historic canal belt and city sights. There is plenty of train and bus transportation in Amsterdam, but no matter which part of the city you're in, bicycles are the most popular mode of transportation. There are twice as many bikes in Amsterdam as there are people. The city is loaded with green park space, ideal for families as well as exercise. A side trip to Amsterdam to see the windmills is a treat. It's an easy train ride or bus ride to Zandschans. The well-preserved village of wooden houses, working woodmills, barns, and workshops gives visitors an opportunity to see and learn about the history of windmills in Holland and Dutch culture. The experience includes many Dutch customs and traditions such as clog making. Souvenir shops abound to buy everything, including a variety of peanut butters, a popular food in the Netherlands. Copenhagen is a favorite city in Scandinavia. Year-round people cycle as a main form of transportation, even in the wintertime. The luxury boutique hotel called the Nim has a special warmth and kindness to it, making it a welcoming and comfortable place to stay. The 32 rooms are stunning. The bathroom amenities are high-quality Meraki products. Its backyard is the Tivoli Gardens, which transforms at night to a romantic light show with so much to see and do. The capital region is a bustle with shops and eateries. There's a Christmas market selling winterwear, baked goods, chocolates, ornaments, and more. There's no better way to see the city than by boat, as the city is made up of waterways, with many iconic structures to see along the ride. Nijhaven has the iconic rows of colorful houses. Soldiers march in the capital region with all the high-end stores there. And they protect the palace. Starting with a luxurious stay at the chic Hotel Continental in the heart of Oslo, JauntTV enjoys the warmth of the hotel with its comfortable, stylish rooms and bathrooms and fine dining options, while venturing out into the winter chill to explore the Christmas markets, local street food, sights, and cutting-edge art scene during the daytime hours. As a born and bred Southern Californian, a cold winter with short days was an experience I'd never had. Flying into and out of the Oslo airport, you can see and feel the chill. Christmas is a special time in the Scandinavian culture, and the markets enjoy eating, drinking, Christmas decorating, singing, gathering, and shopping as everyone seems to be in the holiday spirit. Decorations adorn the city and pop-ups are all around. Akerbrygge waterfront is lit up with eateries and shopping. An unexpected surprise was exploring Oslo's urban art scene, particularly in the neighborhoods of Gunnerløkka and Tøyen. Divided by a snow-drifted river, colorful murals and graffiti art cover building walls, while small galleries and installations can be found hidden in the nooks and crannies of the areas. St. Lucia is a Christian celebration that takes place on the 13th of December in Scandinavian countries. JauntTV experienced the festivities from Skansen, the world's oldest open-air museum in Stockholm. The celebration of St. Lucia comes from stories that were told by monks who first brought Christianity to Sweden. St. Lucia was one of the earliest Christian martyrs, killed by the Romans in 304 CE because of her religious beliefs. Before her death, Lucy announced the end of Diocletian's rule and peace for the Church. She was one of the earliest Christian saints to achieve popularity before the 5th century. The festival begins with a large public procession led by the St. Lucia designee, or Lucy Bride. She's the young woman or girl who wears a crown of candles on her head, who is said to light the way to salvation, and is followed by young girls dressed in white and wearing wreaths on their heads, and the star boys dressed in white pajama-like costumes with robes and crown hats with stars, all singing traditional songs to light the way to salvation. The song in English goes something like this: "Now the light is carried forth, proud on its crown, in every house and every home the song shall ring." Budapest, Hungary's capital, is bisected by the river Danube. Its iconic 19th century chain bridge connects the hilly Buda district with the flat Pest district. Buda and Pest united in 1873, but there's a different feeling and vibe in each. Buda, on the hilly west bank, is the calm and quiet one among the two siblings. Take the funicular ride up the hill and see Castle Hill's views of the Danube and the Pest side. Buda is dominated by the historic Buda Castle and Baroque Palace complex of the Hungarian kings of Budapest. Apparently, it's a good place to get married, too. Pest, in the East Bank, is the commercial center and energetic side where the action happens. There are beautiful buildings, sculptures, Hero Square, and the Hungarian Parliament. Hotels are plentiful, including the Corinthia Budapest. Váci Street is the most renowned pedestrian shopping district of Budapest, where you can shop and explore Hungarian food, more food, and drink. One of the things Budapest is most famous for is its thermal baths, with the most popular Széchenyi baths located in the city park. Here visitors can swim in or outdoors in their pools, take saunas, and steam. Enjoy the day. Most people visit Prague for its beauty, but on this little jaunt, we celebrate the city for its food and drink. Delicious Pilsner aside, we're going to start with dessert. Czech desserts, cakes, and pastries are as delicious as they are gorgeous, and it's not just the strudel. Trdelník is one of the most common pastries to find on Prague's streets. Dough is rolled and wrapped around a long stick. Then the pastry is sprinkled with a sugar, cinnamon, and spice mixture and set over flames to cook. Gingerbread is a traditional baked good in the Czech Republic, dating back to the 14th century. It is prevalent everywhere, especially around the holidays. Gingerbread comes in many different shapes, including hearts, animals, stars, eggs, and people, and it's almost always decorated with colored icing. Some of the best meats in Prague can be found at a popular butcher shop called Naše Maso. Take your pick between pork, beef, sausage, and cured meats, or all of the above. There's no shortage of street food in Prague. It's easy to find sausages, skewered meats, potatoes, pork, and waffles. Prague has loads of elevated, fine dining experiences as well. Potato soup, lovely fish, dumplings, and cheeses. And I bet you didn't know there's a winery in the center of the city. Via Richter is the oldest winery in the Czech Republic and has been there for nearly 1,000 years. Hungry, anyone? Prague, the city of 1,000 spires, is the capital and largest city of the Czech Republic. This city is home to 1.3 million people and hosts over 7 million visitors a year. Prague is a city where tradition meets modern. We sought out unusual modern art sculptures by the native artist David Černý, known for his creative and often controversial large-scale installations. Metamorphosis is a kinetic sculpture of author Franz Kafka's head, made of several continuously rotating metallic layers. Piss is a 2004 sculpture outside of the Franz Kafka Museum, featuring two mechanical men urinating on a map of the Czech Republic. Upside Down Horse depicts the country's patron saint, sitting astride an upside-down steed. This styrofoam sculpture hangs in Prague's Lucerna shopping center. Located behind the German embassy, viewers can peer through the garden gates of a children's playground to see a bronze Trabant, a typical car at the time, standing on two pairs of legs. This unusual tribute is to the more than 4,000 East Germans who stationed themselves on this spot while awaiting political asylum and the freedom to travel back to Germany. One of Černy's lesser-known public artworks in Prague is entitled Embryo, in which a pink blob hangs on a drain pipe on the facade of a theater. At night, via an internal light, it glows. This is Istanbul, Turkey's largest city and the country's economic, cultural, and historic hub, with the Bosphorus separating Europe and Asia. The Novotel Istanbul Bosphorus Hotel is a contemporary hotel with beautiful views, especially from the restaurant. Brunch consists of a huge display of baked goods and puddings, fruit, cereals, hot egg dishes, meats, cheeses, juices, coffees, and teas, and a wide array of other types of Turkish foods. The Sultanahmet district is home of the iconic Byzantine Hagia Sophia Grand Mosque, known for its 6th century blue dome and rare Christian mosaics. Today, it's a museum. Shopping in the Grand Bazaar is a must-do. The Grand Bazaar is one of the largest and oldest covered markets in the world, with 61 covered streets and over 4,000 shops, attracting hundreds of thousands of visitors daily. Gibraltar was ceded by Spain to Great Britain in perpetuity in 1713. The Rock of Gibraltar is a symbol of British naval strength, heavily fortified since the opening of the Suez Canal, guarding the Strait of Gibraltar, which is the only entrance to the Mediterranean. The tunnels of Gibraltar were constructed over the course of nearly 200 years, beginning with the Great Siege of Gibraltar, which was launched by Spanish and French forces in 1789 in an attempt to recapture the territory from Britain. Gibraltar's defenders built the tunnels as a means of installing guns in an otherwise inaccessible part of the rock. Work began in May 1782. The first tunnels were dug purely by hand with the aid of sledgehammers and crowbars. But by the end of World War II, the length of the tunnel network inside the rock was about 34 miles, with a total land area of 2.6 miles, more than twice the length of Gibraltar's roads. Some of those tunnels are open to tourists today. Gibraltar is a British overseas territory city located at the southern tip of Spain. The border entrance to the city is from Malaga. It's a unique situation where the airport runway and the customs office cross on the walk or drive over. Cruise ships are also a popular stop to Gibraltar. The Rock of Gibraltar stands at almost 1,400 feet, which is made up of limestone formed from the shells of tiny sea creatures which compacted layer upon layer on the seabed some 200 million years ago. The top of the rock is reachable by cable car or on foot, which is quite a hike. Up! About 330 stairs and takes from 3 to 4 hours to arguably the best view of the city. At least on a clear day anyway. The fog can come in fast and block the view. None of the 30,000 residents of Gibraltar live on the rock. They live in the town. Its main occupants are a population of Barbary monkeys. It's definitely the monkeys' home. They sleep on the walls and steps. They hang about playing with each other. Mothers groom their babies. The monkeys watch the tourists and occasionally even steal their bags of food. A lot of monkey business happens on the rock.